Oh, these are gonna fall. Oh my god, they all fell. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are in a new, well, we're not in a new area. Where I film is like always there, but just right there. My bookshelf is this way. But I wanted to try something new, so we're on my bed. So here, my addiction with Squishmallows. But you know what else I have addiction to? Books. As you can tell by this video, you can't even see it. Like, this is like half of the stack here, and there's more down here. So this is my recent, that's about, okay. These are the books I bought from the beginning of the summer up until now. And so I'm going to show you all the books that I've gotten from then. I wanted to do a summer book haul, but I never got around to doing it. So I'm just going to pick up from where I wanted to go. So the first book that I bought were these two books, and I bought these at the Heathrow Airport, which is in England for those who don't know. I found these, and I was super obsessed with Heartstopper, still am. If you can't tell from my wall, these are the Heartstopper leaves. This was so hard. This took me so long to do. But I bought these two books, which are by Alice Oseman, and they wrote the Heartstopper and illustrated the Heartstopper series on Webtoon. There is Solitaire, and I did end up reading this already, which is about Tori Spring, or Victoria Spring, which is actually Charlie's sister. And then I got Nick and Charlie, and this is a novella of Nick and Charlie's love story, but I didn't realize this is the last one. There's This Winter, which is also another novella, so I want to get that before I read this, so I haven't read this yet. Back in, I think it was July, I read The Inheritance Games, and I loved it so much. I wanted to buy the rest of the series, and I wanted to buy more YA mystery thriller series, so I ordered all of these off of Barnes & Nobles. And that is The Face on the Milk Carton, which I have read. And if you want to see my review on this, you can go check out, I'm pretty sure it's on my August wrap-up. It's, I think, a 5-book series. All I'm gonna say is I don't plan on continuing the series, so. And then I got The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the second book in the Inheritance Game series. I recently finished this. It was so good. And then I also got Truly Devious, which I sort of started, but I haven't picked it up since. Not because it's necessarily boring, but just because I want to read this with my friend. So I have this, and I actually have The Famishing Stare, which is the second book to the trilogy of the Truly Devious series, because I've heard really good things about them. It's also fairly cheap as a series. And I'll just show this one already. But I also got The Final Gambit. The Final Gambit is the last book in the Inheritance Game series, but I have the first 2 books in paperback, and because, for those who don't know, a lot of YA books when they first come out, they always come out in hardcover. So the next one I also ordered online, but this is a little later. These are 2 books I ordered, and that is Pack Up the Moon by Christina Higgins. I have seen people violently sob over this book, and I want to violently sob, so of course I'm gonna get it. So I actually don't entirely know exactly what it's about. I think if this man's wife dies, and she left him notes to read after her passing. Then I got A Danger to Herself and Others. It was another like mystery, psychological thriller kick type thing, and it just seemed super interesting. Also, the cover is really cool. I'm editing right now, and I completely forgot. I also bought this book, The Sleep Experiment by Jeremy Bates. So it's kind of like about the Russian sleep experiment, sort of. So there's that. Next, I bought All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and I bought this at the airport on the way home. This book is so good. I literally sobbed. Well, I didn't sob, I cried, but it was so good. It's probably one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books now. And okay, I will be honest, I saw a thing that came out about Colleen Hoover, and I'm not sure if it's true, but because of the information that recently came out, I don't have Twitter, so I can't check, but I probably will go and see about that. I don't think I will be buying any Colleen Hoover books anytime in the future, and I know it starts with us coming out, but if anything, I'll probably try to find a way to like read it online, but something to not profit her. I'm just really disappointed in that. I wanted to speak about it. For those who don't know, it sucks because I have like a lot of Colleen Hoover books, and so now it's like, what do I do? So I'm just gonna finish the 2 books that I have by Colleen Hoover, and then I don't think I'm gonna buy any more Colleen Hoover books. It's like the separate the art from the artist, you know, like the separate the character from the actor type thing, you know what I mean? So I have another Colleen Hoover book after that whole spiel, and that was Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, and I will be reading it. Like I said, I already bought it, and I don't have the receipts anymore, so I can't return them. So I'm just going to read this, and then I have another Colleen Hoover book, and then after that we'll be done. But next I got The Dead Romantics, which seems so interesting to me because I think she falls in love with a ghost. Which in hindsight that sounds really weird, but I think she does. Because it says she's a ghostwriter and she hates her editor, and then she sees him again, but he's dead, I think. Maybe I'm reading into this wrong, but I don't know. And then I got One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is the first Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I have ever read, and I own two, which is this and Daisy Jones and the Six. And I have read this already. If you can't tell, I have tabbed it. This is a love triangle book, but it was in a way that was super interesting to me, so I actually picked it up because it was a love triangle. So that goes to show her writing, and I do think I really like her writing. So I probably will pick up more Taylor Jenkins Reid's book. This pile of books when I went out with my friend. And so the first book I got is The Summer I Turned Pretty, and it's the first book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and it's actually the movie or the show cover, which usually I wouldn't want it, but this one I think looks a lot more mature than if you know how the Summer I Turned Pretty covers look, you'll understand what I mean by that. And usually I don't like when they put like the movie or show adaptation on the book cover, but this one actually I really like. This, like, take notes if you ever make anything. Then I got Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I'm not sure, but this cover, I literally judge books by the cover. It's literally so cute. Look at that. This is like girl bags her celebrity crush, and I'm like, of course I want to read that. I want to live through that. So who doesn't? So, and then I got Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and the reason I bought this was because I heard that it was like Love in Other Words, and I loved Love in Other Words, and it definitely is like that a lot. And like I said, I read it, and you can see I tabbed it as well. I did tab it, did read it. I got Love Boat Reunion, and I was actually waiting for this to come out in paperback, but the reason I bought it was because it was 50% off, so it would have been cheaper for me to just have bought it then as a hardcover than to buy it in paperback for like $12. This was like $9. Next, I got another book. I think this is the last book, but I got Tokyo Ever After, and I read that a long time ago. Super cute, fluffy YA story. And so this is the second one, and I really wanted to get it. I didn't even know that there was going to be a second one, first of all, so I obviously had to pick it up. And so this is Tokyo Dreaming, which takes place after Tokyo Ever After, and it is a continuation, so you do have to read them in order. Same with Love Boat Reunion, you have to read them in order, even though technically they're split different stories, I believe. Next, I got One Last Stop. I got this at Half Price Books. This is a sapphic romance. I wanted to read more sapphic romances. This has like time, I don't know how to explain it, time loop, or like I don't know how to explain it, but it has to do with time. I think someone's stuck in a different time zone. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it, but I'm super excited to read this. My friend doesn't want me reading it yet though, until she starts reading it. Next, I have these two books from the Addicted series, which is Ricochet and then Addicted for Now, which are the first three because I read Addicted to You and I really liked it. One thing I'm so upset about is they're coming out with like published versions of this, like by Berkeley, I believe. And so they're now smaller in size, they're different with bonus material, and I already bought 3 of them, and it's like, I think these are self-published versions. So, as you can tell, I am also reading Ricochet currently, which is the second book. Very thin, and then this one's chunky, because these are tall books. I got the last book in the Brown Sisters trilogy, which is After H. Eve Brown. I still need to read Take a Hint, Daniel Brown, but I do have it, so. Then I got the fine print. Not gonna lie, I just finished this yesterday. Not gonna give my opinion on it, but this is, I absolutely love this cover. You're gonna hear me saying that about so many books, but I love this cover so much. And this is the Dreamland Billionaire series. There are 3 books. The third one hasn't come out yet. I think it comes out in January. Got this because I was like, they're selling these at Barnes & Noble's. Next, I got The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren because I wanted this book for so long, but it was in hardcover for the longest time, and it was like $26, I think. So then it finally came out in paperback, so I had to get it. And I also tabbed this, but I also annotated it. I don't know if you can see. There's some where I put like a bunch of hearts, And then I got the Henna Wars, which is actually by the same author as it's Honey and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating, and I love that book so much. So I wanted to get another one, but this has always been sold out whenever I went into stores, and then I finally found it, and I'm so excited to read this. I'm probably gonna read this very, very soon. These are the most recent books I've got, and that is Hang the Moon and Count Your Stars, Count Your Lucky Stars. This is part of a series. I have the first book, which is Written in Stars, and I read that a bit ago, and I wanted to finish the series because I wanted to make a video about book series that I recommend, so I wanted to start reading more book series. These are interconnected standalones, same universe, but they follow different storylines. So technically you can read them separately, but it is recommended to read it in order. Next, I got First Love Take 2, because for those who didn't see my summer favorites, and I'm pretty sure my August wrapped up, I absolutely loved The Trouble with Hating You, and this is by the same author, and it's part of a series. So this is the second one. Same thing, interconnected standalones. This is about the girl's best friend in The Trouble with Hating You, and this one is a second chance romance. And I just know I'm gonna love this book. So last book that I got recently, that is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. Woo! I am so excited for this book. I've wanted this book for so long, and this is also a series, but the second one hasn't come out yet. The second one comes out in November. Look how, it's so cute. Also, single mom. This has single parent trope in it, and I love me a good single parent trope. So those were all the books that I got in the haul. That was a lot of talking for me. My throat is hoarse. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I won't be coming out with a September wrap-up, unfortunately, because I only read 3 books in September, so I just didn't think it was worth going through that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below some video suggestions that you have. I will see you next time. Bye!